Hey everybody, welcome back to Alpha Cave. And we talk about becoming millionaires, we talk about millions, we talk about stocks, we talk about all these different things. And let me just tell you something, that if you're watching this video, you're probably going to be rich. You're probably going to be a millionaire sometime in your future because you want to learn and you want to find out what to do, how to do it, and you're trying to learn from others. And that's very important. Everybody has to learn from other people. No matter how smart you are, you can always learn from others that are doing something different so that you can do things a little bit differently so you can improve on how you do your things. Because what we're trying to do is become financially independent. It's not necessarily to be millionaires, but it's to be financially independent. Let's go through the steps and what it's going to take to climb that ladder to get to financial independence. There's a lot of different steps, there's a lot of different ways. Now, there's a couple of things. Everybody's starting at a different level. So some people are very rich and some people are very poor. Everybody starts at a different level, but the rules still apply to everybody. And they still apply because, as I was just saying a little while ago, you see some of these millionaire basketball players that have lost all their money and are now broke. So rules apply to everybody, no matter if you're rich, you're poor at this point. You want to provide and save so that you can actually be free of debt in the future, have a lot of saved money so that you can provide for yourself and your family as well. So let's get right to it. So we want to take people that are thousandaires to make them millionaires. We want to take millionaires to become billionaires. And so we want that ladder to keep on going. We want people to succeed. And we want to remember one thing, that your money does not create happiness. That's not where happiness comes from. It's just a part of your life. It's a part of your life to become financially independent, but that's not your whole life. So remember that. Try to not use your money in a greedy fashion as you go along. Be smart about it, but don't be greedy about it, okay? It's very important to share your wealth in a way that you can make a positive impact on the world. And if you can do that, you're going to make a difference in not only your life, your family's life, but maybe thousands of people to come in the future. And that is, I think, what financial independence gives you also, that ability to make a difference in the world. Okay, so here we go. First rule is discipline. You need discipline because that is the only way that you're going to know how to budget your money well. And budgeting is primary. You need to know where your money is going to. In fact, initially, you want to know where every cent is going to. And we talked about this in the past in a video about the buckets. And if you go back a few months, you'll see that bucket video that we talked about allocating certain percentages to each part of your life that you have, whether it's bills or miscellaneous or entertainment or, housing, different things like that. And so we do this because that's the only way to really know where your money is, where it's going, and how you have to make adjustments. So the first 1 or 2 years that you do it, you might struggle a little bit because the amount of money that you're spending in certain parts of your life may not be the same as what you put on your budget for that. And then little by little you have to adjust and you have to keep on adjusting. Don't go over budget. Really, really important not to go over budget, because if you start going over budget, then it's not going to stop. You're going to keep on spending and spending and spending. If you can't afford it, don't get it. There is a way to do this with charts and graphs and lists and different ways, whatever works best for you. If you have a computer program, you can do it on there, but make it fun for you. Make it, after a while, make it a game. So if you make this fun for you, and every year you sit down, you make your budget for that year, and then you keep track of that. You know where your money's going to be going. Maybe as time goes on, not only that year, but for the next few years, this is how much is going to be going into this bucket and that bucket and that bucket. And as you start making more money, then you allocate more money into the different buckets so that you can definitely be disciplined about it and be saving. Next, buy things with cash. Okay, if you can't afford it, don't buy it. A lot of us are very tempted and use credit cards, and if you can, buy things with cash. Now, one of the exceptions, I guess, would be if you're going to pay with cash, or actually pay with a credit card, make sure that by the end of the month you pay it off completely and be debt free. If not, these credit cards tend to have such a high interest rate that you're going to be losing money, and quite a bit of it. And by the time you know it, they keep on increasing how much money you can spend. You keep on spending that, and you're going to be in a hole. So you do not want to go into a hole with this. If you're going to buy something with a credit card, make sure that you're buying it because it fits into your budget, and at the end of the month you pay off your credit card completely. That would be the smartest thing to do. In that case, you do build up your credit somewhat, and you're paying off your credit card as well, and you're staying within your budget using the money the way you have it. Now, yeah, we do talk about building up your credit score, and that's important, and that's one way to do it, is paying off your credit card at the end of the month. But there's other ways to build your credit score. But the best thing in life, as time goes on and you become very rich, that credit score is not going to mean much to you because you're going to be able to afford everything on your own because you're saving so much money. I was talking with my nephew about how saving just on one part of your life over an extended period of time, if you keep on putting that money away every single month, how much wealth that turns into. And that's just a small little portion of your income. So if you can do this, buy with cash, hold off when you don't have to buy certain things, and try not to use credit cards if you can avoid them. Make sure that you pay your bills off on time. That's really important. If you have a lot of bills, then see where you can cut back. There's a lot of times that we want to have everything. We want to have all the channels on TV. We want to have everything available to us. We want to have the fastest internet. We want the best telephone. But if your budget doesn't allow you to have that, then cut back. Cut back and pay off all your bills on time, but make sure that those bills fit into your budget that you have. I guess it goes back to discipline. If you have enough discipline, you can do that. You can really do that and pay off your bills on time. And then that way, you and all of you can actually be financially independent sooner. Let's go on to the next one. It's very important, sometimes even before you start investing into the stock market or something else, is to build up your emergency fund. You want to have an emergency fund all the time, because if for whatever reason you lose your job, you want to be able to say, I have some money to fall back on. Now, the first thing that you're going to do if you lose your job, and we've talked about this in other videos, is cut back your expenses to about a third of what you're actually spending. So you're cutting back significantly, so that then that money that you have saved up, and hopefully the money you have saved up as an emergency fund is enough for a whole year, that will last you 3 years. And that would be fantastic if you can do it that way. Next thing we have, and it's very, 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 very important, is do not touch your savings. Your savings is what is going to work for you in the long run. That is what you cannot touch, because that money is for your future, and that's what's going to be there for you when you retire. So your savings is really important. Your savings is not your emergency fund. Okay, your savings is not your emergency fund. Make sure you get that one down. Let that money work for you. Let that money work for you. Let it be there for you. Let it always kind of keep on making more interest and building up, so that over time, that compound interest that is going to be there, that's going to be what gives you your financial freedom, really. So that's going to be a great thing for any of you guys. So make sure that you do not touch that. Now, the other thing is, when we talk about savings in your job, if you have a 401k, then put in the amount of money, at the very least, if you're not maxing it out, put in the amount of money that the business is going to match for you. So if they match 3%, 4%, 6%, whatever they match, that's at least how much you want to put in so that you get that money in there, because the more you accumulate early in life, the faster it's going to grow and the faster that you're going to have that freedom that we all want. So match it, let them match the amount that you put in. And after that, if you want to put more, then that's fine. If you want to invest into other things, then invest into other things. But definitely at least that amount you want to put in your 401k. Now, a lot of us have spouses and we have two salaries in the household. If you can, and if you can, this will be amazing for you guys. Live off of one salary only. The second salary, put it all away. I know some people work off of, I live off my salary, and the best thing is put that together and save one salary completely for both of you for the future, because that will be a great way to build your wealth so much faster, and you'll be able to do so many more things so much sooner in life and give you that freedom, and maybe retire earlier from your jobs, which is going to be great. Next, and we kind of talked about this already, cut back on unnecessary spending. And unnecessary spending comes in a lot of ways. It come in cups of coffee that you pick up every morning, lunches. It comes from, just going out and going to the mall, going to a store, shopping on Amazon. Any way that you're spending more money that is not in your budget, cut back, and don't spend. Initially, that's hard to do because a lot of us are just used to just spending and buying this and buying that and whatever you want at whatever time you want it. And the discipline has to kick in so that you can do it. If you can practice all of these things for 1 year, then you'll get into the routine of it. And then hopefully the next year will be simpler, and it's going to be simpler. And as it go on, it's going to be a lot better as you keep on doing this. Okay, so we hit a lot of points there, but let's go on to something different. A lot of us may have businesses, and it's very important to treat other people like they're your family. It's very important to treat people like you want to be treated, because those other people are what is going to make you maybe more financially independent in the future, because everybody can help everyone. And when you have more communication with people, it's very vital. It's very important to be communicating with others and to talk to other people and get ideas from people, but at the same time, that's already making relationships with people. And that is very, very important. And because we talked about initially being good and not being greedy, make sure you do something good for somebody every single day. If you can do something good for people every single day, that's really, really important. It doesn't mean that you have to spend money on people, but sometimes just saying good morning to people is enough. Or sitting down and saying hi and talk to them a little bit, that may be good enough. It really makes life much more interesting, much more palatable sometimes, I guess, for some people, and it's just a lot better for everyone around you, and it makes it so much more interesting. So treat everybody like you would like to be treated, and that makes you becoming financially independent even a better thing for you. Now, we do have to mention that education is really, really, really important. You have to educate yourself, and I'm not talking about just going to school and all those things. I'm talking things you learn on the internet, things you learn from elderly, things you learn for young people, things you learn from everybody around you and from things that are going on around you. One, so you don't make the same mistakes as others. Secondary, so that you can learn the good things that other people are doing. And you can also learn about the history of different things, the past of other things. Now, it makes you be able to make better decisions in life. Because you have all these experiences from everybody that's been talking to you. So when you communicate with other people and strike up these conversations, it's very, very fruitful, and you can really benefit from that, and you'll gain so much knowledge if you can just use that for your advantage. Let's talk about investing. Investing is really important, and that's what's going to help you in the future. And you can invest in businesses, you can invest in the stocks, you can invest in real estate, you can invest in a lot of different things. But it's very important for you to keep track of these businesses. We talk about being these salaries that we don't have to worry about, that it's just passive income, but it may not be passive initially. You really have to concentrate and keep track of your money, because it may disappear and you don't even know how it happened. So keep track of it, make sure that you cut your losses and work on those gains. Keep on working to make your businesses and your investments more profitable, more efficient, so that you can really do very good. You want to try to get 15 to 20% on your money, as if you can, every year. If you can do that, you're going to do fantastic. And that may be with a lot of different things, a lot of different ways of doing it. Different jobs, stocks, real estate, renting properties, however it is, starting businesses, anything that you can do. But really keep your eyes, your ears, everything open, because, and your mind especially, because if you do that, you will get ideas, and those ideas may turn into fortune for you and for others as well. So do that. Make sure also that you invest your time wisely, okay? Invest your time very wisely. Don't put money before people that you love, people that you care for, and others as well. So, I mean, money is important, but the relationships you have with your family and friends is actually very, very important to have. And so work on those relationships. Make sure that you make your investing only part of your life, not your whole life. Spend time with your family, spend time with your husbands, your wife, your kids, your friends. Make sure that you don't miss out on those wonderful things in life that make life worth living. And it's not money, for sure. And remember, for you guys that are parents or are going to be parents out there, it's kind of our job to make sure that we have our children learn from us as to what is going to be the right things to do, what's ethically correct to do. And so really concentrate on trying to make the people around you better by you being the best that you can be at all times. And it's really up to us to know how we want to raise our kids, how much education we want to give them, all the knowledge we want to give them, so that they can learn things, so that as they grow into big older adults, that they know how to make the right choices in life. And as we do this, then they will be successful as well, and then they can teach others to be just as successful as you were. So those are just some things that will be able to push you in the right direction to make your millions or your billions or whatever you're going to make. And I tell you, if you have listened to this video and you've been listening to this video, it's going to be very beneficial for you, because you can now sit down and start working on the first thing, which is discipline. Make your budget, start working with that. Work with your spouse, work with your partners, and make sure that you understand where you're going in life, what you want to accomplish. Set those goals for yourself, and then that way you can accomplish these goals. This is so much fun to just sit here and talk to you guys about financial freedom and investing and things like that. We're making videos on stocks. We're going to make more videos on different stocks, and I promise some dividend stocks that are going to be kind of blue chip stocks as well. And we're going to be doing those as well. My nephew is still working on some other videos as well, as far as for investing and how to become wealthy and how to do different things so that you can become wealthy, and his fitness videos. We're still doing our sports videos, of course. We love that, and we love the buckets and the dead man walking and stuff. But hey guys, it's really important that you guys understand it's not about money, but we do want to become wealthy and financially independent. It's about love, it's about sharing, it's about everything else, and kindness to everyone and to your families. So love you guys. Take care of yourselves. We'll see you next time.